Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody, ladies, gentlemen. Uh, it doesn't seem like 2 minutes ago since we were here. We're actually here and talking about SAF, and before that, Myanmar. It seems like tournaments have come fast and furious, which has been a good thing. But really, I'm very, very conscious of burnout. Like I said previously, we've had 3 programs really running within one, and we've been sort of facilitating the under 20s in our preparation when we went to Jordan, when we've been in UAE, when we've come back and we've gone to Myanmar. So we've really had a strong nucleus of an under 20 representation at every age group, which in my opinion is really, really important. I do honestly feel that in this modern day era, teams have all got a little bit stronger and a bit more smarter and savvy. I look around this sort of, not just, from an Asian perspective, but just globally, and you look at the recent sort of the impact a lot of teams had in the recent Euros, the ladies Euros. A lot of teams really, come from nowhere. So, I'm very, very mindful of taking each game as it comes. And I know it's an old cliche, but I think the most important thing from our perspective is to try and, gain as much information as we possibly can. Very, very difficult to get information on under 20s because teams are evolving, federations, associations are evolving, 17s become 20s. The rules with the 17s and the 20s, you can't take 17s and play in 20s. So you've really got to have a strong nucleus of an under 20 programme. Games the first game, I know we've got 3 games. First game's against Laos, and then we play Timor-Leste, and then obviously we have a game against Korea. South Korea, in my opinion, are probably one of the best teams I've seen in this region. Their under 17s got the semi-finals last year, the World Cup, and their under 17s will become obviously their under 20s this time round. So they're very, very talented group of players, very workmanlike, very fit, very strong. But like I said, our first priority is Laos, and we will be ready and we'll be fit and ready to go. We'll have a bit of a rain check probably when we arrive in Laos regarding injuries. But other than that, we've got a clean bill of health. Thank you. Yeah, I do. Like I said, and I think I've been consistent all the way through, even when I first took this job, is that I was going to use it as a grounding, as a base to create a platform for the under 20s, the younger players to come through and show what they can do, and they've not disappointed. They've done extremely well, and that will continue to be the common theme moving forwards. You'll see more young players come through. I mean, this morning at 5 o'clock we were training at Bushindara while many of you are still in the land of Nod, snoring away. We have a really exciting group of under 17s as well coming through. So whilst I'm here, I will always blood youngsters, give them an opportunity, and develop them for the senior national team, because that is the way forwards. I just really believe it's a great opportunity I just think you've got to embrace competitions like this on AFC level. AFC is a jump up. It's a step up from and that's not me disrespectful, because I thought SAF, I thought Nepal, they've got a good conveyor belt of players coming through. It's like a shot in the dark. You just don't know what you're going to be, because you can't do any historical research on under 20s. It's very, very difficult unless you go back and really sort of start looking into the the history of the under-17s, because the 17s become 20s or 16s become 19s. It depends how you work it here, but I just take each game as it comes, and we have a way of playing. It's a clear identity of actually how we play. It's not a philosophy, because like I said, I'm not really into philosophies. I think they're a bit wishy-washy. They come in, go. We can all talk about playing ticky-tacky football and blah, 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 and really you've got to put that in, bring that to reality. And I think I've been very consistent and honest with my approach to how we want to play the game. And that's how I want to entertain. And I'm quite happy to give young players an opportunity to play. To answer your question in a nutshell, do I think you just never know? It's a one-off. If we can get to 6 points, I don't want to tempt fate, but if we can actually, the most important thing is to win your first game. And if we can do that, and then it sets it up moving forwards. But South Korea are a really, really good team. Really good team. A lot of funding, play a lot of high-profile games. There'll be a tough no. It'll be a really, really tough game, but we'll be organised and we'll have a go. I'm not interested in what happened in 2019. 2025 now. I'm not interested. What's history is history. It's gone. Move on. Look forwards. You've got a big problem in this country. You're always looking back. You've got to look forwards. We were saying, no harm in looking back, but don't look back and stare. Keep moving forwards. Rolling stone gathers no moss. Listen, I've always believed, I think this tournaments that you cheat, I won't be doing a rotation thing, that's for sure. SAF was an experimental thing for me and for the players. When it comes to AFC, different kettle of fish. We're talking a step up, and we've got it'll be a great test for players like Feder and Shatner and coming up again. I want to see our players playing against the best of the best, and if we get beat, we get beat. But you're only ever going to improve. You're not going to improve by playing Bhutan every transfer window, every game window, FIFA window. You're not going to improve. That's not being disrespectful. You're not. We don't have a league, and I think it's really important to sort of take that on board, is that our development is done by playing high profile games against the highest opposition we possibly can, and since I've come here I've requested that, and I've got it, and it's shown that we can actually compete with teams who have higher rankings. Team bonding. Oh, where do we start? I think if you look at a year ago when I first took over this job, I think the environment, the work ethic within the group has improved. The team bonding has improved. I just think it's sometimes, stopping telephones at lunch, dinner times, breakfast times, come and have a conversation, players, giving them an opportunity to actually express themselves in a manner where they can actually not be fear of being ridiculed. I do honestly believe that we have a very, very nice workmanlike ethic within the group, but I think we can only get better, and that's what I've stated, is that a year ago we're a better team now than we were a year ago. We're a better team 6 months ago, from 6 months ago and 3 months, and we'll be better for the experience. And irrespective of what happens moving forwards, this group will grow because we've got some really talented young players, really talented, with a good work ethic as well. You'll have to wait and see, but I'll pick the strongest team. I'm not there to. This is not an experimental. This is get some points on the board, get out of the traps, have a good start. Let's be positive. Let's be aggressive. Let's be confident. Let's enjoy the experience. We can come up with all the anecdotes in the world. The most important thing is there's tournaments where you sort of develop, but there's tournaments where you want to win as well, and this is one I want to try and make an impact. On paper, you would say no chance, wouldn't you? Any person in his right mind would turn around and say we're gonna struggle. But football's a funny game. I've played hundreds, probably, I played over 500 games in England, and many of those games, sometimes you actually question when you're playing against teams of higher calibre and higher quality, can you actually win? Anything is possible. If you're organised and you got the belief, and you got a good structure, we'll go about the same when we play Lau and when we play Timor-Leste, there'll be no difference in approach. We'll go for it. We'll have a go. We'll play play with an attacking mindset. I'll encourage an attacking mindset, and I don't see any reason why we can't give a good account of ourselves and maybe surprise one or two people. I'd not want to change. I'm not one to lie. I'm not one of these coaches who says, oh, well, they're gonna, in the modern day era, you have anecdotal coaches, and then you've got pragmatic coaches with a tactical and an attacking mindset, and I fall into that category. I always have done. I don't really wish to sort of encourage our players, to go out there with a negative mindset. They're going to make mistakes. Fact. We all make mistakes. But if you're going to win or lose, you do it playing the way you wish to play, which is on the front foot. Let's press. Let's get after teams. Let's be positive, and let's play with confidence. It's very easy sometimes to sort of say to yourself, can we, you beat before you start sometimes. I think sometimes a lot of people go with a real negative sort of slant on it. I'm not that type of person, and I'd rather take the positive, my glass is half full, not half empty, saying.